Welcome back to Fit for Life. We're going to be doing something that's good for us today. We're going to be talking about walking and how important that is. I think strength training is the most important thing we do, but then I hear that this might be the most important thing to do because walking does strengthen your muscles a little bit. So we're going to just take our time. I'm going to give you some facts on walking. The name of the show is Walking the Walk today. Walking will strengthen your bones because it's weight bearing, right? You're standing and you're putting pressure or resistance on your legs. It also helps to prevent osteoporosis. When you strengthen the muscle, you in turn strengthen the bone. So we know that's very important. It improves your balance. I mean, if it did that one thing, it would be worth it. So walking will improve your balance. You'll get used to moving in space and standing up, and you'll become more confident about losing your balance or taking a fall. Walking reduces stress. And if you're down and you need a little lift, walking will help. Just looking at nature, just looking at green is good for us. It also helps reduce your blood pressure a little bit. And I know many of us are on medication for blood pressure, so this will help. It improves balance, as I said, and coordination. So keep that in mind. It also keeps your joints flexible when you walk. That's important. We want to stay flexible. We want to be able to move easily and not be so uptight. Walking also keeps your weight in check. Isn't that wonderful? That's important. We're all interested in maintaining a good weight. We're not going to weigh 110 pounds like we did years ago. So walking will burn calories, so that makes sense. So make sure, though, that you have your water with you so we can take a sip of that afterwards. We are going to stand up now, and I'm going to have you come forward in the chair and then stand up without holding on if you can. All right, so let's just march. Let's just march in place a little bit, just to get that blood flowing a little bit. I'm going to give you a little test today. This is kind of a test of your aerobic capacity to see how much you can move before you get maybe a little out of breath or a little bit uncomfortable. Most of the time that's okay, but if you really start breathing heavily in, you're getting a little bit dizzy, you would stop and just not do any more for a while. So let's just move the legs just to warm up a little bit. What I'm going to have you do, because we're not outside, I'm going to have you what I call running in place for about 30 seconds. Now that doesn't sound like a lot of time, but if you're not used to it, you're not used to walking, you're sedentary, you're watching a lot of television, especially since the holidays were here, you know what happens then. We eat and we sit. And if you do too much of either one, we know that isn't great for us. So I'm going to count to myself for 30 seconds. I'll tell you when to start. Let's stop for just a minute. Bend those knees a little bit to make them a little bit more flexible. Bending, nice and easy. Just taking our time. Don't get nervous about this. I think you'll find it kind of fun and interesting. And we're going to get ready to run in place. I call it running. Now, if you cannot do this because it puts too much pressure on your middle, you could maybe march in place. And we're going to do that for 30 seconds. I want to stay near my chair so the camera can have the right position here. So if you can walk, lift your knees a little bit, or even if you could just lift your heels and move up and down. Good, nice and easy. So that's easy. But if you can actually do a little running by lifting your feet up, we're going to do that. So let's take a breath first, all the way up. Way up, and exhale through your mouth. Make that exhalation a little bit longer than the inhalation. And this is just to relax you. So let's try it again together, all the way up through the nose. Hold and exhale for at least 5 seconds if you can. Let that exhale be slow and easy, and you're relieving or releasing stress when you do something like that. The breath really helps with stress. So we're going to start counting. Here we go, and I want you to run with me. 1. Keep going. You don't have to go fast. 7, 8, 9, and 10. 18, 19, 20. Keep going if you can. 7, 28, 29, and 30. How do you feel? Maybe you don't feel anything at all. Maybe your heart rate didn't really go up very much. So maybe we should try for a whole minute. Just relax for a minute. Swing those arms around. Get a little stretch in there. Good. So we're taking a break from the 30 seconds we just did. We're going to do a whole minute. And if you are out of breath, or if you are uncomfortable, maybe you need to do a little bit more aerobic exercise, even dancing, stretching while you're standing. So let's lift those arms up. Let's do a little stretching first. Bend your knees and bring your arms back. And then up again. So you're getting a stretch. I wouldn't call this aerobic, but if you do enough, and if you did them faster, you would feel it. You might breathe a little bit heavier. Bring those arms back. Make sure you bend the knees. Now, if your knees hurt when you bend the knees, just do the arms. At least you're moving, right? Good. All the way up, and just bring them down. All the way up. All right. So let's think about that full minute. I'm going to be counting to myself because I'm always moving. As you can see, I'm doing my little side-to-side step here. So let's stop and just take a rest, though, before we do start. Let's take another breath up together, all the way up. This is our yoga breath, or our meditative breath, holding, exhaling. Let your chin drop down. You can close your eyes as long as you can balance. Stay balanced with your eyes closed, okay? Good. You ready? Let's do it. I'm counting 1. You can go a little bit slower. 10, 20. Fun. 30. How you doing? I can feel it a little bit. 40. 50. Good, we're almost there. And 60, how do you feel? Keep moving. So we're just kind of cooling down a little bit. Practice things like this, or just take a walk. Go to your park, take a walk in your neighborhood. If you have a dog, take a walk with your dog because they need exercise too. All right, let's just swing around again. Swing those arms, good. So we keep moving, keeping that heart rate up a little bit. So maybe this was a surprise to you. Maybe you can do more than you thought. Practice. Try stairs, but make sure you're holding on. Some of us have basements. We have our washing machines down there. But you want to have good balance, good strength in your legs. And we're going to talk more about that in another show. Hopefully you did great. Why don't we sit down now? We're going to do some upper body stretching because we're warmed up, and you should always have your water with you when you're walking especially. And you don't have to carry something as big as this. You can carry something smaller, maybe a glass bottle with a nice tight cap. But you want to drink, you want to stay nice and fresh. We dry out, so we want to replace those fluids. All right, now I'm going to start at the top. Just do kind of a full body stretch. So let's breathe up first, all by yourself, breathing up through the nose And when you exhale, make sure you drop that chin down this time. Feel a nice stretch in the back of your neck. And then we'll bring the head back up. All right, let's do this. Stay away from the back of the chair. So you're coming forward a little bit. And all you're going to do is a little ear drop. Just think of placing the ear on your shoulder. You're not going to do that. I don't want you to bring the shoulder up. I'd like you to keep it down. Good. And then we'll go to the other side. How does that feel? Do you hear any clicking in there when you do it? Is one side a little sore? Maybe you slept in one position for too long. But this is great for the neck and the upper back. And now this time, I'm going to put one foot in back and one a little bit forward. It just seems to be more comfortable this way. And all you're going to do is turn your head, not your body. We've done this many times before. Good. And then we'll come back slowly. You're not holding your breath. If you want to do the yoga breathing with this, you can. Very slowly. Good. And then we'll come back to the other side. Nice and easy. And then one more time to the other side. And maybe this time you can go a little bit further. And then we'll come back. Now this time I'd like you to just look up at the ceiling. Don't try to get your head on your back. That's not good for those little bones in your neck. Let's do the opposite and just drop the chin down. Pull those shoulders down a little bit. They tend to want to come up like this, especially when we're doing this kind of exercise. So we're going to bring that head right up. Let's clasp those hands together and we're going to push out straight. Nice little stretch there. Very gently push back. And when you do things like this, you might realize or feel how stiff you are. So we really need to do some of this every day if possible. Wonderful. Then we're going to bring those arms down. All right, now come forward again in the chair. This time we're going to do our 4 spinals, which we've done many times. I'm going to open the feet a little bit. Your feet are flat. You're going to take a breath in as you bring those arms up, all the way up, and then exhale as you come forward. Keep exhaling. Keep exhaling. You can keep your head up like this. You don't have to drop it down like this, unless that feels really good for you, but don't take a chance. You could try it. If it doesn't feel right, you're not going to do it again, right? So let's do that one again. All the way up. This is spinal flexion. Good. We've done this with our yoga especially. And then you're going to come forward. And I need this today too because I saved my energy so I could tape our show today. Let's do one more all the way up, breathing up through the nose. Grab your wrist. We're going to do spinal extension now. Pulling that arm right up. And then you can bring both shoulders down. But when you pull up, the shoulders tend to come up with it, don't they? Let's try the other side. Just pulling that arm up. Good. And then let that shoulder come down. Let's do it another time. Pulling all the way up. Wonderful. So that is spinal extension. You're actually flattening out that rounding, that cervical round in your upper back. So it's really a good exercise. As we go through our day, our shoulders actually start to rise a little bit, especially when we get stressed. So every now and then, if you think of it and you're maybe sitting for a long period, just pull the shoulders down. Look at the difference. You have a neck. Yeah, it's good. All right, let's look up at the ceiling this time. This is not a spinal exercise, but it's a nice stretch for your neck. So you're going to push that chin right up toward the ceiling. It's almost like a pull, isn't it? Reaching forward and up with your chin. Gets rid of all this stuff in here. All right, and then we'll drop the chin down. We'll do just the opposite. And then we're going to come back up again, and we're going to do some spinal rotation. So you can sit back a little bit on this one. Good. Pull those shoulders down. Try not to let this happen. You look much better when you're like this too. And right away it improves your posture. All you have to really do to improve posture when you're seated is to pull that chin right in. There you are. While we're here, why don't we just open those eyes nice and wide? Give those eyes a little stretch, those eyelids a stretch. And even your face, it kind of brings the face up a little bit. Let's close the eyes. Open them up again, nice and wide. Good. It's like waking up. Everything is more clear. Those eyelids are up a little bit higher this time. It's just good for the face. All right. Now let's relax for 1 minute. We're going to do a spinal rotation. How do we do that? Take this hand, any hand, cross it over, and just keep turning in that direction. If you want, you can use both hands here on the arm of the chair. This will pull you right up. You'll have good posture. Open up that chest a little bit. I just heard a little click. I just heard 2 clicks, actually. And let's come back. This time, let's take a breath when we do it, breathing up. And when you exhale, we're going to twist to the side, both hands here, and pull yourself around and stay nice and tall, shoulders down. You can breathe better because you're opening this area up. When we have poor posture, you're squishing everything inside. So we want to make room for all of those internal organs. And as I said, try to remember at least to pull your chin in when you correct your posture. You might be out somewhere, you might be in a group, some kind of a play, even a movie. If it's dark, no one is going to see you pull that chin in just a little. It's a very subtle movement. So that's spinal rotation. Now what about bending the spine to get a really good stretch all the way down your side? So you can sit back on this one. Let's take this hand to the opposite leg, and you're going to reach up, up, up. Reach for the sky, and we're going to do a little bend. Now, if this is uncomfortable and you really can't manage this, grab the arm of the chair. So breathing up again as you reach up. We're going to do a nice full upper body bend. Oh, that feels so good, doesn't it? So you're reaching, and then we'll come back. Let's try it again. You don't have to take a breath every single time, but just try not to hold your breath over. Right. That's great. And then we'll come back. Let's try the other side. Let's grab the arm of the chair this time, and then bring that arm up, up, and bending to the opposite side. One side will be a little bit stiffer than the other, I'm sure. And then we'll come back up. Wonderful. Let's try it again. Reaching up first. So it's not this. It's a nice straight arm. And get a nice full side of your body stretch. And then we'll come back up again. All right, let's do another exercise while we're here for the eyes. So what you're going to do is just keep them open. Don't move your head on this one, all right? We're just going to look up, look down. You don't have to touch your eyes or anything. Just lift them up and down and up. It's just a little exercise to get that fluid moving in the eye a little bit. And up and down. And now look straight ahead, straight as you can. And just look to the side. But we're not doing that. It's just the eye. To the other side. Back to the other side. And back to the other right now. Good. Open them nice and wide. You're going to look up. Look to the side, that side, down, and then the opposite side. So it's up, side, down. I wanted to turn my head on that one, didn't I? Up, side, down. It doesn't matter whether it's right or left. So that's just a little something extra. All right, nice and tall. Pull yourself up nice and straight. Let's stretch the hands and the wrist a little bit. The lower arm here. So we're just going to make some little circles. Doesn't that feel good? I think it feels pretty good. That needs to be stretched out a little bit too. Then we'll go the other side or the other way, the opposite side. Good. All right. Now just bring those palms up flat and then put them down. Up, down, up, down. Good for the wrist. Good. So I'm getting a pretty good full body workout here. make fists, and then open. So this is stress or tension. This is relaxation. Stress, relax, stress, relax. Open, good. Now another good stretch for the hand and the forearm is just to put, I like to put one foot in front just for leverage. Just makes me feel kind of even all over. Flat palm, and pull the fingers back gently. So you're not grabbing them like this. You're just kind of putting the fingertips in the palm of the opposite hand and pull those fingers back gently. Good. Try the other side. Especially if you have arthritis, it's nice to stretch the hand and the wrist and also underneath the forearm here. Great. Now, just do this. Just follow what I'm doing. Let that hand drop right down. Opposite hand, just very gently push down. Feel a stretch on top of the lower arm. That's from the elbow to the wrist. Try the other side. Just put your hand right on top here and push down. So we're getting a good stretch. We did some aerobics today and warmed up the body a little bit. So now we're stretching out. Wonderful. Okay. Each finger to the thumb. Just back and forth a few times. Good. Wonderful. Make a fist again and make some circles. Circle with the wrist. I can really feel that in the wrist. If you have some arthritis, you will feel it. As long as it isn't excruciating pain, you can move through it. This is something that just popped into my mind. Hold on here on this side, and all I want you to do is just drop to the side. Keep dropping, holding on, and see if you can touch the floor. You don't have to. It's just a little side to side stretch I thought I'd throw in here. Let's try the other side. Now this side is easy. Look at my hand went right down. Look at that. Let's come back up and try it again. It's a great side stretch. Good. We'll come back up and then to the other side. Good. Now I'm going to challenge you a little bit. Let's make a fist. And then we'll do our little side bend here and see if the hand will touch. Now, even if it doesn't matter. You're still getting a good stretch all down your side, all along that side. Wonderful. And then we'll come back up. Just relax for a little bit. Let's breathe up through the nose together. With each breath, you're going to be more relaxed, believe me. And then exhale. Nice and easy. Drop that chin right down. Feel all that stress. If you have any stress, just feel it float away. This really does work. Did you ever think that you might be drinking too much caffeine, too much coffee? Just keep that in mind. Check it out. I drink a cup in the morning. I was drinking decaf, went back to caffeinated coffee. It seems okay, but every now and then you can kind of feel a little flip sometimes. So just take it easy if you're drinking a whole pot at a time. Some people do that. Now for our last stretch, which actually is good for almost all of the body, we're going to do our Grecian stretch, which I love, and I hope you do too. So we're coming forward. You're going to turn those knees on an angle. Make sure you don't leave this leg over here. Sitting up nice and tall. Now you can hold on, and the leg that's closest to me, just bring it back. Sit up nice and tall. Pull that chin right in and shoulders down. And you can actually hold yourself up when you're holding on to the chair. So this is one of my favorites, and it's really a full body stretch. So that's why we're ending with this. So let's reach down. If you can. If not, grab the pant leg and you can hold on to the pant leg. Lift and pull that leg back. How does that feel? Sitting up nice and straight. So we're not doing this. You're pulling that chin right in. Your shoulders are down. You're pulling the leg back. And at the same time, you're probably pulling that abdomen in a little bit just to tighten and strengthen the core muscles here. All right, let's bring that leg down. Say you couldn't reach down and lift, but you could push your heel back and get a little bit of a stretch there. Just a little bit. It's not a lot, but anything is better than nothing, right? So let's switch the leg. I love this one, as you know, and I'll probably say it every time, but you just look good when you're doing this. And I think this one is easier, a little bit easier to do. So, but keep the back straight as you come forward. You won't be able to come forward too much. Keep it straight. You're going to feel a stretch in the back of your knee and in your hamstring back here. So keeping that back straight. Love it. Now you can round your back, but don't stay here too long, okay? We're going to slide that hand down. Can you at least touch your shin? Maybe your ankle. Come back up again, please. And then when you go down, you'll see you'll be able to do a little bit more, maybe touch the top of the foot. If you want, you can cheat a little, bring that toe back and then touch the toe that way. So it's just really a good stretch for the back of your leg. I like it, and I like the way it looks. So let's do this quickly so we can get our other side in. Right away the posture goes, as you can see. So let's sit up straight. All right, so you're kind of forward in your chair too. So we're going to reach down. Good. Lift that leg up, or just push the heel back. Wonderful. See if you can let go and reach. Oh, this is easy. You're going to pull back and reach forward at the same time, but make sure you pull that chin right in. Wonderful. Pulling back. And you can hold this as long as you want. Try for 20 seconds when you do a stretch. Just try. We're going to let that foot come down and just do the opposite. So this leg is kind of out straight this time. Your heel is down, toe is up, back is straight, shoulders down, chin in. Oh my God, that's a lot of stuff, isn't it? So keep the back straight as you come forward. And just know that you've done something good for yourself today. Try to get out for a walk. It's 50 degrees in some places. Or dress warm and get a walk. Go with a friend if you're nervous about walking alone. Let's come back up. And I'm going to say bye for now, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us today. Bye-bye.